Thank you for being with us. Thank you very much. And the morning show continues on this Tuesday morning. And as I promised you, with me in the studio this morning is Miss Elise Gayon Vernon. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yes.
Gayon Vernon.
Gayon Vernon, and you're Miss World.
Miss World Miss World Belize 2022.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And you look quite regal and gorgeous this morning, looking really, really nice.
Thank you
well,
so
we'll
much.
be talking, I think, about the upcoming Miss World competition.
Yes.
And joining us via Zoom is Camille Wade, who's the pageant coordinator. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning, everyone.
You're looking quite beautiful too. Is that a trend? Is that a trend in the whole Miss World universe? Well, welcome, and we are going to talk about the next Miss World competition, and of course, Gayon, you'll be representing Belize, I understand.
Yes.
All right. Well, Camille, why don't you fill us in about the competition, where, when, and how we're getting organized, and how we'll be represented.
Yes, well, we'll be represented by Miss Elise, and she has been pretty excited so far. The coordination of the pageant and the preparation has been, it's been a lot, but it's been great. I think going into this, working with Elise has been such a great partnership. It's been a lot of preparation. The pageant had been pushed back before, so that's where we got a little bit of the confusion here, because at least, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was supposed to be a trip from last year.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
So
yeah, so we did have a couple pushbacks on the pageant dates. But the pageant is set to be held in India.
Oh, it's
so
India.
We're very excited about that. I know it's a very far trip for Elise, and she's been very excited about it. She starts prepping. She actually leaves for the pageant an entire month in advance. So the pageant is taking place on March 9th.
Okay.
She will be there for roughly about a month before the actual day of the pageant. So during that time, that's when she'll be meeting all the girls, doing all the activities, and rolling into the actual date.
A whole month before you'll be in India?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes, I leave February 15th.
Okay.
And the official arrival date is February 18th. And so I spend that entire time meeting my sisters and doing various rehearsals and events as well. So I'm excited for that. I can't wait.
I'm sure. Who goes with you?
I am traveling all alone, but I am in the amazing hands of the Miss World Committee, so I'm not afraid.
Camille, what role do you play in all of this?
I am the pageant coordinator. That is my role.
But what do you do? How did Elise become Miss World Belize 2022? Tell us about that. And then how does the contact, then does that automatically make her our delegate for the Miss World? How does that all progress?
Yeah, so of course we start out by getting submissions for delegates. So taking us all the way back to the start of all of this, we met Elise almost 2 years ago. Like I said, the pageant had been pushed back, the actual international pageant. But we started out with the normal way of vetting contestants. We go through that entire process of going through all of these submissions. So after meeting Elise, that's when we start the prepping, and we chose our winner back in October 2022. Elise was our top choice after the actual stage show. And that was the first step in choosing who our Miss World would be. The second step is then prepping our Miss World for what it takes on the international page, working on the beauty with a purpose, working on various things, getting wardrobe together, getting all these. It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, getting all her wardrobe together, getting all her everything in line, her itinerary, her travel plans. So it's a process that builds up into getting our Miss World prepped and ready to go. The talent was another one. We're all excited to have Elise showcase her talent. We've been so happy having her, so passionate about her beauty with a purpose. That is something that we do look for in our Miss World, that passion that they come with, because Miss World encapsulate what it is to be not only beautiful, because I mean, of course, Elise is gorgeous, but she has such a bigger purpose, and we've been so happy to see that passion before and throughout the prepping to send her out to this international stage.
I know this doesn't happen for free. How is this all financed?
Hard work and sponsorship. So we do rely on sponsors, and we do have some great sponsors that have been very helpful and instrumental in getting us to where we are. So a lot of the financing for the entire organization does rely on sponsorship and does rely on making these connections and relationships and having people see that we're not just a beauty pageant, we're more than that. So having them see our passion and our girls' passion to create these relationships. So yeah, at the end of the day, it really does rely on our sponsors and the relationships that we can cultivate.
These are local sponsors?
We have a few international sponsors as well, but they're
Sorry,
mainly local, yes. They're
Yeah.
mainly the Belizean community. Again, we give a lot to our country, and we hope that they see that and provide us with some type of assistance. So yes, we do have a few international, but it is mainly local sponsors.
Is it necessary or no longer necessary to have a sort of a beauty pageant in the country itself where the public gets a chance to see all the delegates compete and finally select a winner who then represents the country?
Is it necessary?
Yeah. To have a Miss Universe pageant in Belize or a Miss World?
Well, I do believe it's necessary because we do want the country to have some type of say on who they would like their representative to be. So through different activities, such as if you visit the ILS Phoenix page, we have the multimedia portion of the pageant where the public gets to weigh in and speak about their favorite delegate. We do want to send somebody that can embody Belize as a country. Again, these girls aren't going out here. Elise isn't going out there to represent the ILS Phoenix. She's not going out there to represent
Biscuit.
only Miss World Belize. She's going out there to represent Belize as a country. So I think it's important, and it does play a part having the community know who their representative is.
And you think she has that enough exposure? Because at the end of the day, you want the country to support you.
Yes.
You want the country to say, okay, Elise is going and we get back and we follow the competition and all that, and you have that Belizean support. Do you think you have enough of that?
I think at the moment I can build more on my support. I have an incredible support system. And I mean, that is why I am here, to share about myself so that your viewers can come along and follow my journey and see how well I represent them in India. And as Camille had mentioned, Miss World is not only a beauty pageant.
No.
It is also about being a beauty with a purpose. And so I'm hoping that your viewers today can come and see that what I am representing is not only the glamorous side of pageantry, but it is also the side that we are working to help Belize to build the nation. I am a farmer and certified beekeeper, and this is something that I've brought across into my pageantry journey because my platform is focused on decreasing world hunger within not only Belize, but in the entire world. And so I do this through agriculture, through outreach, through training of children. I work with so many schools and their gardens. And so this is a lot more than just looking pretty and sending another pretty girl out there. Like Camille said, it is about being a representation of those who are in need and also the entire Belizean community.
But tell us more about yourself then. You say
Sure.
you're from Biscayne.
Yes, so
you were born there and you're a farmer. And yeah, tell us more about that. Tell us more about Camille.
So I was not born in Biscayne. I am a city girl at heart. However, at the age of 12, we had to move up to the farm because my grandfather and my grandmother, they were the ones who were running it. But my grandfather, he had caught a stroke. And so my mom and I, we, being the ones with the most freedom at the time, we decided, you know what, we're going to run the entire farm business. And so we went ahead and moved up to the farm. And I mean, you could imagine how that went. 2 city girls moving up to the farm, trying to learn about cattle, trying to learn about chickens and ducks. And so, I mean, it took a lot of experience and time to get where I am today. And now I am happy to say that I love being a farmer. I mean, the way how I look, it doesn't matter because I work just as hard as any farmer that you would know. But I think that is my full interest because I want people to see that how you look or your gender, it doesn't have to really direct what you do in life. You can choose any career that you want because I am a representation of that.
Okay. So you're a farmer, well, city girl at heart, but a farmer by practice.
Yes.
You can ride a horse.
I can ride a horse.
You can milk a cow.
I can milk a cow.
And you're a certified beekeeper. What does that mean? You're a certified beekeeper. You went to beekeeper school, college?
Not college, but I did go through a training session
Okay.
to become a beekeeper. So, I mean, when you think of bees, you think of these scary little critters that would sting you. And I mean, it's painful to think about. And I had a dream. This is how this entire thing started. I had a dream and I decided, you know what, I want to be a beekeeper. I know that bees are very important to, especially when it comes to...
Very smart.
Yes, especially when it comes to helping with climate change. And, you know, that is something that is very real that we are experiencing today. And so I decided to sign up for the Ministry of Agriculture training that they had in beekeeping. And I did 3 weeks of like in-class training. And then I went ahead and did a month of practical training. And after that, I was certified, and now I do own my own apiary. I have a couple hives in the apiary as well. And I'm hoping that upon my return, I can reap some of that honey.
So who will take care of the hives while you're away?
My mom.
Or your mom will help you?
Yes.
Is it true that when the bees have a queen, right? You
Yes.
know, and when the queen is not fulfilling her purpose anymore, that the bees themselves remove her?
Yes, that is very true.
They do that. They will get rid of her.
And actually, before that occurs, I, the beekeeper, can get rid of the queen.
So you can tell if...
Yes, so that is where the training comes in, where I could look at a bee and see how she produces her eggs, how many eggs she's producing for the week. And if it's not up to where it's supposed to be, up to standard, then I can go ahead and remove the bee.
That's what do you do with her? Just...
I don't want to say that on TV, but I do have to kill the queen bee and replace her.
But how do you get another queen bee? Where does the other queen bee come from?
So there's this thing, the beautiful part of having a queen bee is that she knows how to preserve her hive. So if she sees that she is not doing what she should, she begins to lay queen cells to prepare the hive for a new queen. They're very smart, like you said.
Yes, they are. I mean, they're so organized and so on. Are the bees in Belize, because I know bees all over the world are under some kind of threat,
Yes.
not climate also, but from other insects as well. How are our bees? How safe are they here in Belize?
So at the moment, that is what the Ministry of Agriculture is trying to do. We are trying to develop our beekeeping system, increase the population of bees. At the moment, we only have, well, we have a mixture of all different types of bees, but the prevailing one would be the Africanized bees, or the killer bees, as some people would call them.
Yeah.
And the beautiful part of it is that we are now learning to work with this type of bees, and we are teaching others on how to work with these bees. And so in this way, we are ensuring that the bees are safe, they're secure, and that way we could increase our honey industry.
Are bees in Belize, for instance, do you find bees all over Belize, or there are only parts of the country that they like to live in or build their hives? How many hives are in the wild, for instance, as opposed to domesticated?
Oh, I've found bees everywhere. Something that I do is rescue bees. So if someone has an extra beehive in their tree in the yard and they don't feel safe with it there, they would call me, and then I could come, and if I can't do it alone, I do take a friend, and we would retrieve the bees. And I've seen bees.
Does that mean moving the queen?
Yes.
And the rest will follow? Is that,
yes. The beautiful part of it is once I find the queen, all the other bees come and they follow, and it's a simple task. The hard task is to find one queen amongst sometimes 80,000 bees.
I know.
So I'm there like digging and everything.
But she's bigger than the rest.
She's bigger, and you could tell her apart easily, but it's hard within that amount of bees. That, like, there's so much.
I can imagine. We've had stories of persons finding beehives in their walls.
Yes,
in
so
their
I
roofs
personally
and
have
ceilings.
never taken out a beehive out of a wall, but my friends have, and I've seen videos, and hopefully I do get to do that one day.
So I suspect you like honey and you
Oh, for sure.
eat a lot of it.
Yes.
What's your favorite honey recipe?
I've been learning to make granola, and I'm hoping to perfect that recipe because I am a gym girly. I love the gym, and so
Okay.
I am trying to gain weight, and so granola bars.
Why?
So I have a condition called hyperthyroidism. Hyperthyroidism, among several other things, it kind of makes it hard to gain weight. And so when I go to the gym, it is to try and put on some pounds. And so the protein bars and the granola bars from my honey can help with that.
Okay. How does this tie into your training as Miss World Belize?
So
Did the bees inspire you in any way, like a queen bee or something?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they are so smart. They're so hardworking. And I think that shows in myself as well, because Miss World and pageantry on a whole is not an easy task, as you can imagine.
No.
And it's not as easy for me, who was a farmer before. I mean, I didn't know anything about makeup. I didn't know about wearing high
That's
heels.
what I'm getting at. You know, where did you find out about all this makeup and fancy clothes and
When I
dresses and
realized
gowns?
that I have to absolutely be the best representation of Belize, and in order to do so, I do have to match pageantry standards. Again, Miss World isn't only about looks, but it's good to have that every now and then when you go to India, you know?
Of course, the competition will be doing that. Where have you been training so far?
So far, I have been doing my training with the ILS. So we have done question and answer, we have done walking. I also have been doing a lot of training within my own home. I mean, I put on my heels to get used to it and to break it in. So I'm wearing my heels, my 6-inch heels to wash up, to do the dishes. And then I'm walking up and down, and my grandfather, he looks at me and he's like, what is she doing? Because it's just me for like 2 hours walking up and down, practicing my turns. So it's a little bit of both, but I've been working hard in preparing for India.
What are you more fearful of at the pageant? What do you think your biggest challenge is going to be?
My biggest challenge is most definitely being in the forefront like this. Like I said, I've always been behind the scenes. And while I am getting used to it and I am enjoying the spotlight while I have it, it is still a bit of a challenge, because even when I do my work with the feeding programs and my food drives, I have not completely gotten used to taking pictures of that. And I know people want to see where their finances, where their aids are going, but it kind of feels a bit too
Intrusive?
personal. Yeah, it feels intrusive. And so this is something that I've been learning to grow into because I'm behind the scenes. I did not choose my platform because of Miss World. I just chose something that I was doing already, and I'm sharing that with the world. And I never did it in the spotlight. I helped people, I cooked meals for people, but I never felt the need to take a picture or a video of that. So now that I'm doing that to share it with the world, it does feel intrusive. So that would be my biggest challenge.
What's the reaction like you're getting, especially from the world, social media, followers? How's that feeling?
My followers are, especially on Instagram, which, by the way, you can follow me on Instagram, Elise Gayon Vernon, or at Miss World Belize. But the people who have been following me along my journey so far, they're so supportive. And every time I do something, either on the farm or in pageantry, they're like, wow, look at this girl. Like, one day I'm going to be posting a picture of me with my cows because I love my cows and I love posting them. And then the next day I'm posting a picture of me with my hair done and my heels on. And so people are like, look at this versatility, you know, that's what I've been hearing a lot of. And I'm very happy that it's mostly positive reactions that I've been getting.
What's your plan for the future? What would you like to be doing, say, 5, 10 years from now?
So 5, 10 years from now, I actually want to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
Where I live in rural North, we have no medical facility, no medical clinic for animals. And that makes it really hard for small farmers because, like myself, I had a horse and he had something as simple as we call colic. But I didn't know what it was. Like I said, I was a city girl. And so we called the vet, but the price, it was astronomical. And a small farmer, they can't afford that. So I want to be able to be a veterinarian, to have my own clinic within the rural North area, and really be there to help small farmers.
Elise Gayon Vernon. Gayon?
Gayon.
Gayon Vernon.
Do you want to hear the story behind Gayon?
Okay.
Okay, so my mom's name is Gayon Vernon, right? And so she wanted Gayon Jr. So I was supposed to be Gayon Jr. But everybody told her that that's not a thing. You can't have a junior girl. So she put Elise in front of it. So my first name is Elise Gayon, but you can call me Elise.
Well, all the best to you, Elise, and you'll be representing us in India from February the 20, is it 20?
February 15th,
15th,
I leave, yes.
That's right. You'll be leaving shortly. And you'll be in India taking part in the... How can we follow you in India? Again,
So
on Instagram or...
You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, Elise Gayon Vernon, or Miss World Belize. And also you can follow the ILS Phoenix Foundation Instagram as well.
Well, all the best to you. It was a pleasure speaking to you this morning. Camille, and all to you, of course, congratulations for putting it all together. And all the best to you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. All right. And to all of you at home or wherever you are listening, watching us, thank you for making it possible this morning. We do it all for you here at Love FM and Love Television. William, I am you. Thank you for supporting us this morning. And also, of course, Karen in the Love FM studio, our producer, Manuela, and everyone who has anything to do with our show in the morning. Thanks, of course. We appreciate it very, very much. And don't forget, be kind to somebody today. Belize and beyond. Thanks for choosing love. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Belize, and good morning. I say good morning, Belize, and good morning. And how are you this morning?
Get up every morning, like go to work and get till night.
Every morning, I was thinking like
Get up every